here to offer answers, and I believe we have here a lot of experts on the harm that the IMF and World Bank did for all of us in the last 8 years, especially in the global south. I am here to raise questions and concerns, urgent, painful, and shared with many of us here on how we should continue working to oppose to this all failing economic system. This financing for development conference is taking place at time of unprecedented crisis, at a moment when the very idea of shared international order is collapsed, and where the principles of international law seem increasingly hollow. Also, with the role of civil society has been denied in this conference, as you all know. As we gather here to discuss development, it is never enough to remind each other that the genocide is being carried out of Palestine before the eyes of the entire world. We are living in an area where double standards are no longer hidden. They have become the norm, where the banality of evil manifests not through extraordinary events, but through the very functioning of institutions that claim to promote space and progress and also development. So I must ask here, how do we speak of development in such a context? Are Palestinians not entitled to development? Do the people of Sudan not deserve dignity and future in their country? What does it mean to speak of financing for development when the entire people are excluded from its vision? When we all are here, not able to speak or even to read the declaration that many of you here contributed to write. For me, it's impossible to separate questions of development from those of democracy and liberation at national and international levels. And by democracy, I mean not only the right of people to participate in shaping their own economic and political future, but also fundamental right to self-determination. There can be no sustainable development with freedom and dignity at national level. The promise of development means nothing if it asks people to choose between bread and freedom. As so many movements have reminded us before, we want both and we want them now. Democracy must also mean something beyond the borders of nations. At the multinational level, it is clear that institutions that dominate global economic governance are structurally undemocratic. At the IMF and World Bank, it is not one country, one vote, as you all know, but $1, one vote. The system puts power in the hands of critical countries and sidelines the voice of the global south. As a result, decisions about the future of our economies are made by those who benefit most from the continued dependence. And we know all the history of this institution, when they started, how they started, and where the goal of building the whole economic architecture. This institution continues today to impose policies that undermine our public system and deepen structural inequalities with austerity measures that slash healthcare and education, economic models that ignore unpaid care work and exclude women and marginalized communities from both visibility and opportunity. We are told time and time again by the IMF that the mandate of the IMF does not include human rights. Excuse me. What does it mean, economic policy, or what they do serve for, if not for the people and for the planet? Economic policy cannot be separated from the lives of those it impacts. It cannot be separated from questions of care, of justice, and dignity. Development cannot be reduced to GDP growth, while inequality, repression, and environmental collapse deepen all around us. That is why we believe the governance of debt should be through democratic intergovernmental process that prioritizes the rights and the needs of people over the interest of credit. In this moment, I cannot offer easy optimism. I do not come with hopeful slogans, but I am sure the march today will give us more power and unity together to come maybe with more hope for the next. Today I come with indignation, I come with revolt, I come with accusation against the hypocrisy of the global institutions, against the violence that perpetuate my people on the global south everywhere in this planet, and against the silence that enable injustice. Because only by confronting the political roots of our economic system, we begin to imagine and demand a world rooted in dignity, freedom, and justice for all. Today, we will not accept less than debt cancellation, reparation to the global south, unconditional climate finance, and the ending of militarization. Thank you.